What's going on, everybody? This is the Fan Dude 21 back once again. And what you see here today is a Fasco State Fair ceiling fan. This fan here is from 1987. I'm not too sure when the State Fair series started, sometime around 1986, 1987 if I were to guess. Might have been even earlier than that, I don't know. It was pretty fairly short-lived fan. It seems like these were modeled off the Parlour fan series, which was one of Fasco's first lines, introduced in the late 70s, and it was discontinued in the very early 80s. And they seemed like they tried to bring the design back, but updated with a 5-blade design, since that was a craze back in the late 80s, was 5-blade ceiling fans. Definitely a pretty cool fan, pretty interesting, and also somewhat uncommon. All these 5-blade and 6-blade Fasco fans are uncommon, mainly due to the fact that the flywheels that they use are very unreliable, and they tend to rot away over time, as they don't have any kind of metallic structure on the inside. They're all plastic and rubber, and they just disintegrate over time, which is a shame because these 5-blade Fascos are pretty cool fans overall. This flywheel here is on this fan's actually still in decent condition. From what I've seen, I haven't actually taken this thing apart yet on the way, but from what I've seen, it's still in good shape. But it does suffer from a little bit of blade droopage a little bit. Normally these Fascos have an upward sweep blade span, but these are more level like a normal ceiling fan, so they are drooping this a little bit. But it is a 3-speed fan, electrically reversible. Another thing that's also interesting on these state fairs is that you see the blade badges. Those are mainly used on Fasco's 1986 on back. Mainly you see those on the Charleston fans. And normally you see the 3rd generation design bracket, 1987 on up on these, but this is probably a lighting showroom fan, so the blades are probably packaged separately from the motors, and they just happen to have an older stock paired with a newer motor. So likely what's the case was there, but the blades are original. So without further ado, we'll give this thing a demonstration. We'll start up on low. The blade span on the fan is actually pretty interesting. It's definitely unusual. Mainly you see this fan looks like it's 48 inches in span, but it's actually 46. Actually, it's less than that if you were to measure from center of the switch housing to the blade tip. It's actually 22.5 inches, so technically it's a 45-inch span, but we'll just go ahead and call it 46-inch. Definitely unusual size. But all these Fascos have a very nice aesthetic glow. It's actually a little tad bit faster on this model than a true aesthetic. I'm actually paying attention to it more, but it is still a fairly slow low. I'm going to take the fan up to medium. In fact, now since I'm thinking about it a little harder, I think these fans definitely were probably introduced around 84 or 85, because I remember seeing some with the bell canopies. So these fans probably lasted a little bit longer than I told you before. And we'll take it to high. And the fan wobbles quite a bit, like it do on the alignment of the blades, or possibly even a balancing issue. Fascos are pretty hard fans to balance altogether, especially with the rubber flywheel. But performance on the fan's decent. We're probably cranking around 200 RPM if I were to guess. This fan probably uses the same motor as a 52-inch Charleston, possibly. But I think Fasco actually uses a specific size motor for each individual model fan. So that may not be the case. But that's what I've heard. I can't prove it. Just put it that way. And we're going to power it back up in updraft mode, back to low. Before I forget, the bearings on the fan are in fairly good shape. They do make a very faint noise, but they are pretty quiet overall. It's also, all Fascos are fairly quiet fans. The speeds in updraft are pretty much the same actually. So once again, we'll just cycle through these speeds quickly. Back to medium. And back to high. And we're going to power the fan off and let it coast. Yeah, definitely one of Fasco's more unusual fans, the State Fair. One model I like to find is what's called the Vanity Fair, which was Fasco's smallest fan. It was a 30-inch in diameter span, and also a 5-blade fan. I used to have one years ago, but due to a series of unfortunate events, I no longer have it, and I dearly miss it. So hopefully I can find another one of those too, but try to complete the Fasco line here. As we're coasting to a stop here, I'll go ahead and end off the video. So that was the Fasco State Fair 46-inch ceiling fan from 1987. So I thank you for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.